1,000 only. I created an account from scratch, and in each episode I complete a task of 1,000 things. But you, the viewer, decide what my next task is going to be by voting on a poll which I release each video. Now pick your vote wisely, because the profit I make will be invested into better gear to prepare for the next episode. For a full list of the rules and restrictions, check out the description of the video. Are you ready? Let's begin! Hey, hello there everyone! My name is Vannaka and welcome to 1000 Only Episode 10, Chaeldar Slayer. Today is a very important video because we'll be unlocking stuff that will completely change the future of this account. And I also really want to thank everyone that has subscribed to my channel. Every day I wake up excited to check my subscriber count and it simply keeps going. That is unbelievable. I will make sure to keep doing my very best to create the videos you love. But I'm not going to let you wait any longer, so let's get into the episode now. I think we should begin with the poll from last episode. You guys massively voted for the player-owned house upgrade, so that is exactly what I'm going to do. It will be quite expensive and I will be completely broke after the improvements, but I'm sure it's completely worth it. So I first started by cleaning up my entire bank. This means I sold all kinds of unnecessary jewelry, armor pieces and tools that I don't really need at the moment. You can see that I don't have too many items in my bank now, but trust me, I don't need much. At the end of the video, I will do a full price check of my bank, including all the loot we will obtain in this episode. So for my house upgrade, I needed to get level 50 construction to be able to build a portal chamber, so in order to do that, I bought myself a bunch of oak planks. And I also bought the materials needed for the mounted glory, prayer altar and the teleport portals. For the episode itself, I of course needed to buy back my black mask, because today we're going to do 1000 monsters on task again. And I also bought a dragon dagger, a black dragonhide shield, a ring of wealth scroll, should we get any wilderness monsters, and I restocked on some teleport items. Also in the previous video, a viewer named Drew Blair suggested me to use rune arrows instead of mithril. Rune arrows are quite cheap and they deal a lot more damage, so I decided to check it out in this video. So to begin the construction grind, I first built 2 beds so I could hire a butler. Using a butler will speed up the trading process by quite a bit since we don't have to bank anymore. So I did all that, trained my construction for a bit, and I was level 50 in no time. I spent my last coins on a portal chamber and achievement gallery and built everything I needed. Teleport portals to Varrock, Falador and Camelot, a mounted glory, and an oak altar to recharge my prayer. Now that we have done all that, it is finally time to get into the kills. Let's begin! So you may remember from episode 5 that I left off with 30 more trolls to kill. I have decided to simply start by killing these for the episode because Chaeldar assigns trolls too, and it wouldn't make sense to exclude them from this episode. So I killed them quickly and this got me some nice achievements actually, because I got level 60 strength and this means I got level 1000 total exactly. Honestly, I'm very happy I got that on camera. So after completing that, I got my very first task from Chaeldar, Calphite. This is not the most interesting monster, unless I can kill the Calphite Queen of course, but I don't think that is a good idea right now. Now I did actually try to kill the Calphite Guardians though, but after a few kills I came to the conclusion that it takes way too long and they're not even good money, so it's not really worth it. So I continued my task at the Calphite Workers and this got me to level 45 defense, very nice. After completing the task I had done 15 in a row and 96 points in total. Task number 2 was Cave Crawlers, and this was once again not so spectacular. But hey, we have to start somewhere, right? So I did that very quickly and got level 48 defense in the process. Now the third task was something very interesting actually. I got Banshees, and of course you know these from episode 6, but this time I've decided to kill the Twisted Banshees instead. I have to be honest, this was quite risky, because they drop hard clue scrolls and there are many steps I cannot do yet. Now of course the rules of the series tell me that I can pause the 1000 grind to get any clue requirement I want, but sometimes the requirement is so hard to get that I will have to skip it. And unfortunately this actually did happen a few times. First I got a clue that required me to enter the Champions Guild. Now this was not too hard because the only thing I needed was like 12 more quest points, so I decided to complete Plague City, Biohazard, Romeo and Juliet and Merlin's Crystal. Now this may sound like a lot, but I think it took me less than an hour in total. But after doing all that, the next clue step required 60 prayer. Well, that is a different story, so I had to drop the clue. Now I did try to juggle it in case I got another one, but for some reason this didn't work. The clue steps got reset to 0 steps when I received a second clue, so that kinda sucks. Now I don't really know how this technically works, so if anyone could tell me in the comments, that would be very helpful. But anyway, this new hard clue required the completion of Dragon Slayer and Shiloh Village, but this was again something I didn't really want to do, so I decided to just keep the clue and wait. So I continued my Banshee task and got some nice drops, such as a Snapdragon Seed and a pair of Mystic Gloves. Then I leveled up my Slayer to level 47, which is honestly not that bad. And task number 4 was Calfight once again. Well, I think I can be very clear about that. I simply killed some workers, got level 48 Slayer, and completed the task. Now you may believe me or not, but Chaeldar gave me Banshees once again for my 5th task. I was incredibly happy with this because they are amazing for loot and I would have another chance of possibly completing a hard clue scroll for the first time of the series. During the kills I got level 72 range, and I must say that range is one of my favorite combat skills to use. I deal a lot of damage, it's semi-AFK and I take no damage. So after a few more good drops and a hit points level, I finally received my 3rd hard clue scroll. And guess what? This one also required something I didn't have yet. But now this is a funny part. The requirement was to bow at the top of the lighthouse, which requires Horror from the Deep. And completing this quest was actually one of the poll options from last video, but it got by far the least votes. Well, for the people who did vote for the God Book, it is your lucky day, because I actually decided to complete the quest so I could do the clue. So after completing the quest, I got myself a Zemi, Armadillo and Ancient Book, and I completed the clue after that. I had one more step after the lighthouse at the Moss Giants in the Varrock sewers, but I actually did it. I completed my first hard clue scroll. So I completed the Twisted Banshee task and returned once again to Chaeldar. Task number 6 was 166 Lesser Demons, which is not the best task for loot, but can still be quite interesting if killing them in the Catacombs of Korend. I also want to mention here that normally I pick up every single loot, but for this task I did decide to leave the ashes on the ground. They are worthless and take up so much inventory space that it becomes unrealistic to pick them up. After killing a few lesser demons, I got level 50 Slayer, which is actually pretty sick because that means we've now unlocked Bloodveld. Then I got a Mithril Chain Body, and this got me flashbacks to my Wilderness Only Ultimate Iron Man when I was free to play only, because the Mithril Chain Body is the best obtainable gear from monsters in the free to play Willy, and I remember needing this as my final armor piece to have max Willy gear. Great times. A bit later I got level 73 range, which is very nice, and after that an interesting drop, an Ancient Shard. That's going to be very useful in the future. Now just before I ended the task I got level 51 Slayer, and when I completed it I collected 186 Slayer points in total, and that means something special. Now I have to admit that at first I wanted to save up my points for a Slayer helm, but in episode 5 you guys suggested me to unlock the perk Bigger and Better first, as this would be a much better way to spend my points. So this is exactly what I did. I can now get superior encounters. Pretty exciting. But unfortunately that is not going to happen yet in this episode, because the last task I got was Fire Giants. In order to reach 1000 kills in total for this episode, I needed to kill 109 of them. And what is really funny is that in like 70 kills, I received 3 Rune Scimitars. I mean, really? I also got level 52 Slayer during this task, which unlocks Jellies, and that is going to be a super interesting monster as soon as we're able to complete all hard clue scrolls. I can't wait to get there. So here we are at this moment of the video again. What is the total loot? I will need 4 inventories in total to show you everything, but let's begin with the first one. This inventory is full of bones, herbs, and soul heads and seeds. In total, 394k. Then in the second inventory we have more seeds and ingredients in combination with runes. This gives us 109k. The third price check contains loads of armor, mainly from the Twisted Banshees, a pretty nice price check with a value of 324k. And then the last price check, which contains only a few items, being worth 19k in total. So now it's time to sell all this stuff to the GE and see what we can get. We ended up with 838k, an Ancient Shard, and of course a Hard Clue Casket. So what is the reward? Well, it could be better, I suppose. Anyway, After selling the clue loot, I got 913k in total, and I think that is honestly not bad for this episode. I mean, of course, we could have made more money, but the most important thing here is that we've made so much progress in this video. The account is getting better every episode. Now, stat-wise, we've also improved quite a lot in this video. We got our strength to level 60, defense to 48, range to 73, hit points to 67, construction to 50, thieving to 33, and slayer to 52. And now it's time to talk about this episode's poll. Today you may vote for 1000 tithe farm points for the herb sack and seed box, 1000 minutes of winter thought for the pyromancer outfit and the tome of fire, or 1000 agility rooftop laps for the graceful outfit and amylase crystals. Should we go for the tithe farm points, we will be able to get a herb sack and seed box, which will come in very handy in future episodes for collecting herbs and seeds. Should we go for the 1000 minutes of winter thought, we can go for the pyromancer outfit and, if lucky enough, receive the tome of fire or some other nice loot. And last but not least, if we do agility rooftops, we can get our hands on full graceful for an insane weight reduction and also train many agility levels, which will benefit us in future adventures. Voting is very easy to do. Simply click on the link in the description or comments and choose your favorite option. It only takes 10 seconds. And if you decide to vote, please also consider subscribing to my channel and hit the bell notification. This way you will always know when the next episode of 1000 Only comes out and find out if your favorite option won. So before we end the episode, I will show you what my bank currently looks like. RuneLite says I have a total value of 4.56 mil, which is quite accurate, I think. We are getting somewhere, but of course there are still loads of stuff that we have to do. If you enjoyed this episode, then make sure to leave a like or comment because that would mean so much to me. Every day I wake up excited to read your comments because they're always so awesome. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, bye bye.